CEO Finance and in the Department of Agriculture. Would you tell this committee how you rate your performance during that tenure as CEO Finance and Agriculture?
Thank you, Honourable Member, through the Chair. Having served in, for correction, I served the Chief Officer Cooperatives, not Agriculture, for your information. As a Chief Officer Finance, actually I can rate my performance at 70, and as a Chief Officer Cooperatives, I can rate myself at 85%. Thank you.
Okay, I think during that tenure, at least there were some challenges you faced. How will this position that you are, in case you are appointed, how will this position help you to address the challenges that you faced during that tenure?
Thank you, Honourable Member, through the Chair. Having served as Chief Officer in cooperatives, which means I'm not new to the department. I've 1, 2, 3, I've gained in those departments that I can be able to actually implement some of the policies and legislations in that department, which means things to do with implementation of policies, implementation of programs, coordination and administration of the department will not be new to me because I've been in those departments. Thank you.
Okay, I wish that maybe you just note the few challenges that you faced as a CEO, that you will maybe have an opportunity to address as a CEC.
Thank you. Being the Chief Officer of Finance, there were so many challenges. One of them is revenues. When we talk about revenue, we talk about specifically the on-source revenues. On-source revenue is not something that is easy, especially in our country because we're in a very unique country. We are surrounded by multinationals, and being in agriculture, I'll be able to leverage on those challenges of the collection of on-source revenue and actually come up with measures. Key among them coming up with the money bills that will be actually of assistance in generation of those revenue. A key example is the multinationals. We have had problems with the valuation roll for the longest time. It is now time to support for all. The other issue, you realize we don't have agriculture produce act or legislations actually assisting on revenue generation. My coming will actually be added advantage because having served in finance, development of the finance bill will actually give people in finance my input. I will be giving the input from agriculture to finance people so that they can be able to generate those finance bills for collection of those revenue. The other issue, the embalmers farm, we need to, as in charge of the agriculture, we need to relook at that, the model, the current model of actually picking and see a way forward whereby you can actually maximize on those revenues.
Okay, thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Majority Leader, Minority Leader.
Morning, Ben. So, I have just a couple of questions anyway, but let me just ask you one question. How will you coordinate the national government and development and functions and private stakeholders? How will you coordinate? And private stakeholders.
Thank you, Chair. If you look at the schedule of our constitution, they're actually given counties so many functions. And in that respect, we have what the president actually advocating for, the bottom-up economic transformative agenda. You look at an item, for example, the micro and small enterprise, tied up with cooperatives. in that scenario, we are going to, in collaboration with the national government, in so many aspects, especially the value chain products, things to do with dairy, things to do with poultry, and also there's poultry, there is another grain produce that we actually need to inculcate in our value chain. In that sense, we are going to be in collaboration with the national government to chart the way forward. Also, the development partners, through the the Department of Agriculture, we shall be in collaboration with the donors. There is a project in Chibunya Ward, the honey processing that was funded by donors. In that scenario, we are going to partner with other donors to enhance the same in other wards. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Rosley.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. My question is, as you are aware, cooperative policy is domiciled in Agriculture Department. Kindly highlights the key areas that the policy is addressing.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Through the Chair, I remember I was the one in the cooperative policy, and the key issues that the cooperative policy wanted to address are the support to cooperatives in terms of funding, governance of the same cooperatives, marketing of the produce of the same cooperative. Remember, in the fourth year, the cooperative actually is a devolved function. And by then, we didn't have any law actually in our counties to support the same cooperative. That is why we have developed a policy to inculcate the same areas so that cooperative can be an enabler of our people to put money in their pockets. Thank you so much.
Okay, another question is, we have the Stray Dog Bill 2022 and Sale Yard Bill 2023. I don't know whether you are aware of the implementation status as by now.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Through the Chair, Bomet County Stray Dog Policy Act is actually at an implementation stage. We're in the process of developing a policy, and the policy is at draft level. So in my coming in will actually, I will speed it up so that we can be able to implement those policies, things to do with the menace that the stray dogs will actually bring, the diseases control, and so many other things. Thank you.
And finally, we have the Bomet County Enterprise Development Fund Bill 2018. I also want to know the status, if you are aware of the implementation status.
Thank you, Honourable Member. By the time I left the cooperative department, if I'm not wrong, that bill is actually domiciled in the Department of Trade. So for now, I cannot comment on its status. Thank you.
My last question, given chance to be the CC for cooperative agriculture and cooperatives, how do you intend to roll on especially the said bill and the bills which I've said earlier?
Thank you, Honourable Member. Through the Chair, my coming in will be another advantage because, for example, the cooperative policy, I know I left it, though I know it is at the public participation stage. I'll be so eager to see to it that it is implemented, and all other legislations. I will actually work hard to implement most of the bills that are actually on the pipeline for implementation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I can see we have Honorable Bernard Rotich. Kindly introduce yourself, and if you have a question, you can ask Bernard.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is Honorable Bernard Rotich, and I'm the MCA for Chebunya Ward. I'm also the Chair for Labor and Public Service. I'm just here as a friend to this committee. The nominee is...
Eric, you can come this way so we can balance the House.
The nominee is a resident of Chebunya Ward, so I'm also here to...
You have no question for him?
I'm
no confident that he will do what is expected of him?
Thank you, Chair. Maybe later on I'll ask question.
Okay. Thank you. Before Honorable Eric Lee asks his question, I'll ask you some few questions. Bernard Cheriot, now you said you were initially the CEO cooperatives, and you've not had the chance of neither did you study agriculture or neither livestock or any of that. But nonetheless, this is a management function. It's a managerial or policy level. Now, the staff there seem not to be well motivated to perform their functions. When you hear from the public, there is a complaint all over that agricultural officers are not actually doing what they are supposed to do. Could you be knowing why they don't want to work? And could it be a motivational issue? And how will you remedy that?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. You have preempted my thoughts because I will go with your answer that most of them are actually demotivated. And the factors that actually has led to demotivated staff are varied and so many. Key among them are rewards. And when you talk about the reward, we don't mean actually salaries. There are so many rewards, recognition. My coming in will actually, I will make sure that staff are actually put on performance appraisal system so that we can actually be able to gauge what a person has actually done vis-a-vis their targets. In that case, the staff that will be overperforming or performing as per the targets will be rewarded, and vice versa. We are not saying we are going to punish, but we are going to actually over sensitization to them, further trainings, so that they can be able to perform.
Are you alluding that there are no performance contracting now?
I'm saying we're going to enhance the performance appraisal system so that in most cases when you have staff who are actually demotivated, it is actually they are not being targets. I'm not saying they are not given targets, but I'm just imagining the scenario whereby somebody is actually not motivated. And that is one of the reasons why in most of the management we say a demotivated staff is actually will never perform at expected.
So how will you motivate? Because by having performance contract, that is not motivation.
Honorable Chair, rewards is a key thing. Rewards in terms of recognition and facilitation in terms of men. Remember, even veterinary, you'll realize we need to be having large coverage in terms of AA services, but because of mobility issues, we may not be able. So I will be coming to this Honorable House to seek for further budget increase so that we can be able actually to serve our people.
When you say you want to facilitate them with what?
Mobility, things to do with mobility, Chair.
So mobility, what else?
Rewards, recognition. You know, recognition will actually make wonders, I know.
The situation that is currently in place, and if you ask the staff, they'll tell you, they're entitled to be getting lunches whenever they go out. You were the CEO finance and you never paid them at all. So how will you then ask whoever is now the CEO finance to be paying what you yourself never used to pay? And that is one of the demotivating factors. How will you maneuver on that?
Honorable Chair, thank you for that. I don't know whether they said that I did not pay is actually true, but I will go with your word that, sometimes this budget issue, maybe the budget is not enough. So that's why I'm saying I will come back to this Honorable House to seek for budget enhancement in terms of facilitation on those allowances so that we can actually enable them to work as per the targets.
Okay. Again, now let's leave that issue, the one for staff. Now production in Bomet generally has gone low. Bomet used to sell a lot of Irish potatoes to Nairobi, but that has actually gone down now. Maize is something probably after the maize lethal necrosis disease, production of maize has really, really gone down again. When we come to even the sweet potatoes that you mentioned, at some point in time, 2014, 15, 16, the production was so high. So many were being sold here in Bomet. When we talk of fruit trees, avocados are coming up. And I think the department has done something in terms of how it will be marketed. Now that is in terms of agricultural crops. But again, when we go to livestock, you will find AI services have, actually it's almost non-existent now. Our farmers have gone back to the bulls that we were thinking over time we need to remove them from there. Barely there is nothing that is going on in terms of even poultry that Bomet is famous on. I don't know whether you are aware that there was a slaughterhouse that was supposed to be done in Chebole. That one has not been completed. There are struggling farmers in Bomet East who are producing a lot of horticultural crops, but the way they are selling them is not good. You also know, as you are heading towards Mulot, youth farmers there, you can see our farmers are getting so exploited. Yet there is a complete horticultural pack house in youth farmers. I don't know what you'll do to see that those farmers are no longer exploited, because those onions, the way they are packed, and yet we have a pack house. They have bulb onions, they have peas, they have green maize, they have, all those things. I believe there is a way that can be done to ensure these products can go. And it's not only in Bomet East, it should be the whole county. You will tell us how you will go ahead on that. Just so I don't ask you so many questions, I wish you could write them, then you'll answer. The first one is, what will you do about that slaughterhouse in Chebole, indigenous chicken slaughterhouse? Because if we have to sell and for the county to earn some revenue, then we have to have a place where we add value to our chicken, rather than what we have currently, where chicken is transported via lorries to Nairobi, nothing is levied on it, and we are producing a lot of it, and there's a government to run. You mentioned yourself, Irish potato processing plant in Bomet, and I'm happy you are keen in ensuring that it comes to completion. If it has come to completion, what are you planning to do to ensure and serves the farmers of Bomet Central and probably Bomet in totality? There is also Chebunya milk processing plant where you come from. The MCA is just right here. That project has been there for the last 10 years. What are we waiting for to ensure that it works? You also come from the same area, and I believe you have the interest of the people of Chibunyo and the environs there. What plans or what will you do, and how many days should we give you to ensure you finish and you operate, you ensure, because you are the CEC nominee. Tell us exactly how you are going to ensure this happens. Also, in Mutarakwa Ward, there is a coffee pulping unit. I don't know whether you are aware, but it has been ready for the last, I think, 12 years. Nothing has happened. There seems to be no plans to ensure that it works, and money has been used to have them ready. That is one. Again, Bomet used to have an agricultural training center. Yesterday, visitors who came here were wondering where it was taken to. Where it used to be an ATC is now, I think, housing project is taking place there as a CEC. Do you have plans to ensure farmers get a place where they can learn new techniques? Because without training our farmers on the current production techniques, value-adding techniques, food handling techniques, and even saving, harvesting techniques, then we will not go anywhere. Are you planning anything in terms of that? Those are, how many questions are those?
I've sent 6.
6 of them.
Yeah.
As Honorable Eric is getting ready to ask you his questions, I'll give you the opportunity to answer those.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I will start with the first one, the produce. Why we have, why actually we have low produce in our agricultural produce. That's why I was saying from the word go, we need a budget so that we implement most of these things. Without a budget, we may not be able to actually implement. But my coming in, I will persuade these Honorable House to actually assist us in allocating of resources so can be able to implement most of these programs. Key thing, the extension officer, the county government is actually recruiting extension officers and also the AI officers so that we can actually make use of the SOTIC AI plant so that our farmers can be able to get quality product in terms of, for example, dairy, so that you don't go the way you are saying. People are now moving to the bull's side. Slaughterhouse in Chebole. The most important thing also is the budget. My coming in will actually, I will be a frequent visitor to this house so that you can be able to see how best we can be able to implement some of the programs that have been actually that have been planned to be implemented. The Irish potatoes are complete. It is now moving to the phase of installation of the machines. Count me on that. I will do that. I will make sure that it is operational. I'm not going to give timelines because of the challenges about the budget. But when it is installed, then we are going to move forward and actually assist our farmers in terms of purchasing of these potatoes. Chibunya milk processing plant, we are at the phase of we're installing the machines. We have actually installed the electric switch. So in due course, we are going to install the short life machines. And I remember when, by the time I was leaving the Department of Cooperatives, we had actually suggested that we need to budget for long life milk processing, so that even in case we actually need to market or sell this produce far from Bomet, we can be able to sell through that platform. The coffee pulping unit.
Before you proceed, What is the challenge? Why is it not working now?
The Chebunya,
Yes.
Chebunya, the reason why it's not working is because the machines have not been installed. Once they are installed, then we can be able to actually process the milk.
Okay, proceed.
The coffee
Pulping unit.
bulk unit, this one is just implementation. My coming in, I will make sure that it is actually implemented. The issue about the agricultural training centers, training for farmers is a very important thing. So I am made to know that there is an ATC in Kongasis, if I'm not wrong. That is what we need to do is actually to improve on it so that we can have, and we actually plan to have some others so that we can have training for our farmers to get up-to-date skills in terms of our farming methods. Thank you.
Have you finished all the questions?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
I didn't hear anything about production, which has gone down. That was one of the questions.
Yes, that's what I was saying. In terms of the produce, this ATC will actually assist us in training our farmers in terms of food handling, the marketing strategies, how to harvest, so that we can be able to, most of the time we actually blame production to be low, but we have not gone further and actually analyze on the reasons why they are low. Most of them are actually, they are producing, but what comes to the market is too low than what has been harvested because of those training.
What are you going to ensure the production goes up?
One of the key things is...
And also productivity. When we talk of production and productivity, they are two different terms.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Once we train farmers in new technologies on how to produce, we can be able to produce more. And also subsidizing the cost of production so that every farmer can be able actually to go farm and produce more.
Okay. Honorable Eric, you are ready?
Yes, Honorable Chair. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, for this opportunity. CPA Bennett, welcome, and it's good to see, Honorable Chair, it's good to see a fellow member of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya. And when I see you, I'm happy because the Institute continues receiving a lot of accolades with the kind of professionals that are being produced to the market, and you're one of them. Honorable Chair, also I want to attest to the fact that CPA Bernard served as a chief officer in the Department of Finance while I worked as a director, and we worked very closely. And he was very effective in service delivery. And seeing him here as a nominee for a CC position is quite encouraging, and we wish him well. Now, CPA Bernard Cheriot, my question to you is, you are aware of the challenges that other departments had been complaining about, the lack of timely payment or the slow pace in which payments were being made to those departments. Notably, in the veterinary supplies, AI, and this is really the backbone of this county. Now that you'll be the CC and you worked previously in finance, how will you seek to ensure that farmers get timely supply of these AI services? Because a lot of the delays we've been told in the finance department is because of non-payment. Now that you'll be the CC, the tables have just turned now. It's now you receiving on the other side. How will you mitigate that so that we are not having budgets approved in this house, then later on now you're not able to pay for the supplies? How will you, just be practical about it. I want to hear your side of the story.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Through the Chair, it is true that there are challenges to do with finances, but we can circumvent those challenges in some way. Starting with, we need to look at ourselves. What are our priorities in terms of the department? Do you want farmers to produce more? Do you want farmers to go at a loss? That's not the way to go. So in the department, we are going to prioritize those services that are key to our people, the farmers, so that we plan ahead of time. If we actually intend to distribute the A services, for example, in the month of August or in the month of September, we actually procure on time. When we procure on time, we can be able to actually distribute on time. I know the challenge in finance are actually exchequer releases and also on source revenue. On these A services, by actually procuring them on time, it will actually cut a lot of, even payment will actually we'll be having hiccups, but we are going to minimize on those payment challenges. And also the county is actually recruiting staff for veterinary services, the market inspectors, and the A services. So in the near future, we are going to have those services actually, the service delivery will be actually effective in a way. Thank you, member.
Honorable Chair, I maybe I would be expecting Ben Chiria to mention to me what he would be doing at the cabinet level, because this is an issue that is not really operational. I think most of the departments understand their mandate. I think Bomet County boasts of the most educated workforce that I know from my over 15 years experience in both corporate and public sector. However, I think a lot of issues would be at the cabinet level. I want to hear your side of the story at the cabinet level.
Thank you, Honourable Member. As a CC for agriculture, livestock fisheries and a cooperative, and having sitting in the cabinet, I'll be liaising with the CC Finance so that we can have a collaboration in terms of the service delivery in my department. Because having served in finance, I know the challenges. So for me, that's what I was saying. I will be planning ahead because I know this is what you're supposed to do at this time of the month of the year. So that when it comes to procurement, I'll be ahead of time. I will be able to actually sensitize my staff that we need to start all these procurement processes very early. And when you set targets to the staff, that is the key thing that we actually be able to gauge the performance. Remember, this agriculture section is actually, it is an avenue for revenue generation. And when you talk about A services, when you talk about the meat inspectors, those meat inspectors will be generating revenue. We can actually give and take to the people in finance that we are generating this amount of money. Kindly also assist us in this area so that we can be able to raise revenue for you, for the department. Thank you.
Thank you. And finally, Honorable Chair, and this is just from looking at the post by CPA Bernard, would you be settled in the Department of Agriculture, or you'd be eyeing the seat in the county treasury? What would your heart be settled in agriculture, or you'd want to cross over to the national to the county treasury? Just thinking while.
Thank you, Member. Honourable Member. I don't want to preempt anything, but there is the appointing authority. For now, let us stick to my nomination as CC Agriculture. But in any case, if it comes, then we know what to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Eric. I don't know if the other committee members still have any question. A rejoinder, maybe. Okay. Now, Bernard Cheriot, there are two honorable members who joined us here, Honorable Evelyn and Honorable Caroline. They are also friends of this committee. I don't know, do you have questions?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have no question.
Thank you.
Just to wish the nominee well.
Thank you. Caroline?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Me too. I have no question. Just I wish the nominee the very best.
Thank you very much. On behalf of all the committee members who are here with us today, we've come to the end of this vetting process, but you have your work well cut out, and you still need to do a lot, because where it is now is not good. On behalf of the whole of this team, I wish you the best. But before I do that, Clerk, do you have anything to tell the candidate?
None, only to wish him the best.
So on behalf of the Secretariat who are with us here and the honorable members, both the friends and the committee members, and I myself, we want to wish you the very best. Thank you very much for coming and also for being patient through this process. The questions which we've been asked, take them positively and learn that those are the most important areas that our people in Bomet want to see change there. So after this process, the committee will go for a retreat somewhere, or they'll retreat somewhere to check on how you've performed. Thereafter, it will be brought to this honorable house for it to make a decision. We hope it will be sooner than later. So, wishing you the very best. Thank you. I don't know whether you have any comment for the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Let me thank this committee for this opportunity. I beseech you that you consider my candidature. I've taken note of the issues, and I promise you that I'm going to actually try to deliver on them so that we can make Bomet clear. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think I'm told there are some copies of the documents that are required. You will leave them with the Secretariat. But as is the norm, remember, vetting is not done only by the members, but also by the members of the public. There was a memorandum. Was it not a memorandum? Yeah, it was put in the papers, and we did not get anything against you. Nobody did that. But I can see from Facebook asking whether you have, I don't know how to put it, they want to know your integrity. Okay? Whether you've ever been implicated in professional or ethical conduct in your entire service.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Yes.
I've never been, and if there is any, I'm not aware of any.
Okay. I think that was the last question. So to thank all of us, the students who are with us, the guests who are at the public gallery, you are welcome. Karibuni sana. Looks like you've generated some quite interest, and I can see everybody here wants to see what you have. So there is one member who has joined us, Honorable Dansal Kirui. Do you have something?
Yes, thank you, Honorable Chair. I've been following the vetting live, and I've seen the comments on Facebook. I would like to wish the nominee the best. I know the way he's articulated the issues, I'm praying for him also. Thank you.
Thank you. You wish him the best, and you're also praying for him. I think that is good. So on behalf of this great house, thank you very much. Wishing you the very best. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You are free to leave at your own pleasure.